Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to lend my support on this bill, and I'll do so very, very briefly. I wouldn't have spoken, but for the observations made by some previous speakers on whether this should be a stand-alone bill or whether it should come by way of an amendment to the penal code. Mr. Speaker, if you go by the route of having to amend the penal code or the criminal code so as to take care of this very, very important progressive step of introducing communities service, then, Mr. Speaker, let's look at the nature, the legal framework of our laws in Nigeria. There are different kinds of laws in Nigeria. There are different kinds of penal codes in Nigeria, not just the ones that are known to us. The customs have their own laws. Drug law enforcement have their own laws. There are different institutions that have their own laws. The DSS has its own laws. So are we saying that we will begin to amend one by one, probably over 100 different laws before this law itself becomes effective? Mr. Speaker, once this law, which is a stand-alone law, becomes effective, it will bind all other laws automatically. It means that once a court convicts, the magistrate or the judge or whichever court which is seized of the facts of the matter will say, looking at this law that the National Assembly has passed, since it's a minor offense, well, we are sentenced to go to this correctional facility. So it takes care of the entire matter. Instead of saying, well, it's a penal code matter, amend first. It's a criminal code matter, amend first. There are different kinds of laws, Mr. Speaker. There are over 100. I don't want to begin to mention them one by one. But this law takes care of all the other laws that we're talking about. So, Mr. Speaker, I rise to support this bill. It is progressive. It's where the nation needs to move, because some minor offenses, really, the convicts do not necessarily need to go to our prisons, which do not even have the facilities to reform those who are in the prisons. But if we have correctional facilities, those persons, we need to look at how they will be informed. So I support this bill, Mr. Speaker.